I have 350 opt-ins for my cheat sheet. These are Facebook ads. Is it time to ask Facebook to create a lookalike audience? Okay, so what with a lookalike audience, the way a lookalike audience works on Facebook, and what's really cool about Facebook, and one of the most powerful things about Facebook, is that if you have a bunch of people that have done a certain thing, like, so for example, if you have, let's say you have a cheat sheet about, and actually I know whose question this is. This is Jeff's question, and he's running I believe he's running an ad for a cheat sheet about addiction or DUI. I apologize, Jeff. I can't remember off the top of my head what your cheat sheet is about, but let's say it's about addiction, right? So he has a cheat sheet that he's running ads to, and people are downloading, and he's creating a custom audience of people that have downloaded this cheat sheet. So he's got 350 people that have downloaded it. That basically means that Facebook has this data, and Facebook has this custom audience consisting of 350 people. So the cool thing about Facebook is when you have a large group of people like that, you can then create what's called a lookalike audience from that group of people. And what happens is Facebook looks at all the things that they have in common, and Facebook has a ridiculous amount of information that they pull from, and they figure out what do they all have in common. And then how do we find more people that have not opted in yet that will probably opt in that are just like these people? And Facebook's actually pretty good at doing this. They actually do get a lot of people in these lookalike audiences. So what you'll do is you'll select a custom audience, you select create lookalike audience, and then you actually, I think it's 2.1 million people that'll actually, and this is going to be nationwide. And then you narrow down to your area, and you'll probably end up with 50,000 people or something like that, just depending on what you're doing. So 350 is a good number. Usually the minimum is 100 to create a lookalike audience, but for the best results, you really want to have at least a couple hundred. Ideally, you have 1,000 or more. But what I would say is if you got 350, let's try creating a lookalike audience, and what you want to do is you want to look and see how many opt-ins you're getting per day and what your cost per opt-in is. And then pause those ads, turn on the lookalike audience, let it run for 3 or 4 days, and see how the numbers compare. If you're getting more opt-ins for less money, or if you're getting, if bottom line is that if it ends up costing you more money, then you want to turn it off and let your lookalike audience build a little bit more. And the lookalike audiences will refresh. But if you're creating a lookalike audience, you test it, and if it gets better results than the seed audience, then you've got a good audience there. And if not, then just turn it off, go back to your original ads, let them run for a little while longer, maybe get up to 500 or 1,000 and test it again. But that's kind of the best way to do lookalike audiences. So, it's always a testing process.